How's it going, YouTube? This is Sekirov363, the whitest black kid you know, bringing you Jason, aka Jayman81424's first gameplay video ever featured on here, and you know it's got to be a special one, so we're bringing you a triple VSAT video. And but that's what's not important. But what I want to talk to you about today is the Manti Teo story. Now, most of you know the details of the story, so I'm not going to go through the whole history of what happened. But what I want to talk about is some criticisms I have of how the story was covered and how everything was dealt with. The first criticism I have is how the story was broken. The story broke, I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% sure, on ESPN, and they just happened to mention, just come out of nowhere saying that Manti Teo's girlfriend was a hoax. Now, they didn't specify whether Manti Teo was involved or not, just let everybody assume that he was involved without even knowing all the information. That's the first criticism I have of how the story was broken. Manti Teo was made out to be a criminal right at the outset. Everybody assumed that he had something to do with it. They let people assume that he had something to do with it, even though they didn't have all the information. My second criticism is of what the story focused on. The story focused on primarily Manti Teo and how he was involved with the story. They almost never focused on the actual person who made up his girlfriend, Renaya Tuasisopo. They did not focus on him almost at all. They mentioned him, they always mentioned his name, but never mentioned, what his role in all of this, and how wrong it is what he did, and how he played with Manti Teo's emotions for almost a year, and really made him to be look like I'm an idiot in the long run. Another criticism I have is why is this a story at all? I don't know. I don't see why this has gotten so much news coverage over the past week and a half. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. He didn't, Manti Teo didn't commit a crime. He didn't do anything illegal. The worst thing that he possibly could be accused of in here is being kind of gullible and kind of stupid, and then making up a story to get sympathy for the Heisman Trophy is what people seem to assume what his motive would be in all this. But I really don't see the plausibility in carrying on, because it seems like he's carried on this relationship 4 years, 500,000 minutes of cell phone calls between him and who we thought was his girlfriend, and who we seem to take was very seriously. Take the relationship very seriously. And the only criticism I would have of Manti Teo is that he was pretty gullible to be to have this girlfriend that he only talked to online, never met in real life, but was calling him or his girlfriend. But I really just feel bad for Manti Teo in the long and short run of this, because he seemed to really care about this girl. He seemed to be really torn up about it when he thought she died of leukemia, and then 2 days before the national championship game, he gets a call saying she's still alive. Now, everybody criticized his national championship game performance when it happened, how he missed tackles and really didn't seem to be the same Manti Teo, didn't have the same instincts, wasn't tackling as well. But if you figured out the woman that you think you loved is who you thought was dead is now alive, and you have to go on national TV and play in the biggest game of your life 2 days later, how are you going to play and how are you going to react? But so I feel bad for him about that. And the last thing that I feel bad for him about is that this probably 90% chance this hurts his draft stock significantly. Like, he could drop 10 to 12 spots just because of this story, and I just don't understand why. I don't see how this affects his ability as a football player in the slightest. He was a top 10 player before the story broke. The national championship game did hurt, but it seems like people are saying that he could fall out of the first round of the draft just because of this story, and that makes zero sense to me. I'm not a draft expert, but I've watched a lot of football in my days, and somebody being, I've seen a lot of idiots have very good careers in the NFL. So, if your worst crime in the NFL is being a little too gullible and fall in love with a girl who you only met online, then I don't think that should hurt your draft stock too much. If Jamarcus Russell can go #1 overall, then I'm pretty sure Manti Teo can be a top 10 draft pick. So that's my 2 cents about that story. But now I want to get back to the gameplay. So basically, what J-Man's doing right now is he's already got his VSAT up, and he's just staying moving and just getting right in the enemy spawn and giving them no chance to even breathe or even get ready for the onslaught he's have to bring on him right now. So he's using the Vector. He's got, I believe, fast mag and I think either long barrel or grip on it. And he's really just kind of staying moving, because this map is really simply laid out as you have in the enemy spawn down here, you have kind of 3 directions they're going to come from. And with the VSAT up, you know where all the enemies are coming from. So basically, as long as you stay moving and you get the drop on them, they're not going to even be ready for you. And so racking up the higher kill counts isn't too hard. So yeah, again, especially on kill confirmed, if you can get a VSAT up, you can definitely just start to rape off on kids, and it becomes almost no problem. You know, that extra 50 points really does help in getting towards your highest kill streaks. So right now the spawns are just swapped, so when that happens, you want to make sure that you get your ass moving immediately. Don't kind of wait for that last straggler to come through. You want, once the spawn swap, you want to get in position, so when they start to move back down from their spawn up at the top of the map, you can get ready and make yourself a harder target. You know, stay behind the trucks and really just making yourself hard to hit. And you know, he's working the corners right now, just, you know, constantly staying moving, especially because he's using an unsuppressed weapon. So he's got to stay moving, making sure the enemies can't get a good lock on his position. So he's calling his lightning strike now. VSAT, I think he just, yeah, his VSAT just went off, but he just got his UAV, so he still, you know, he still knows where the enemies are. You know, ghost guys can still get him, but he's staying pretty well equipped right now. So right here, Jason is getting his third and final VSAT of the game, and this is basically game over for the other kids. You know, the information that he's got on them, he knows where they are, he knows where they're coming from, and he's going back to his regular area where he's going to tactically dominate these kids and just, you know, constantly stay moving. Except for right here where he gets killed by a kid who just happens to be hiding in the corner. Gets a lucky kill there, but yeah, he's just constantly staying moving. You know, he sees the kid straggling over here and follows him around, gets the kill, and then right here you're going to see the advantage to having the VSAT up. You see somebody coming from behind. And this is a tactical move you guys want to learn, you know, the jump shot. People never see it coming. It's always kind of a surprising move, you know, going around corners, going around obstacles. You know, kids are always giving chase. You don't want to play ring around the rosy with them. And, yeah. So then, you know, get some luck there. I think with a little bit of lucky kill there. But you know, to get gameplay like this, sometimes you need a little bit of luck on your side. You know, kids being a little late to react, because you know, Jason, you know, Jayman doesn't play with the best connection. You know, so be able to get, you know, the higher kill count games and get the higher streaks with, you know, not as good connection shows that it is possible. It's not impossible to get this stuff, especially if you get your VSAT up. You're in a good position. So he just keeps sweeping around, just, you know, finding kids. But there's also advantages to using with the VSAT up. There's a big advantage to using an unsuppressed weapon like he's using with his Vector here. Is that people think being unsuppressed is probably the biggest disadvantage, is because people know where you are on the map. But when you have the VSAT up, you know what direction they're coming from, so you kind of become this, you know, little beacon that people kind of run to try to find you. But since you know what direction they're coming from, it can almost help you get higher kill counts because of the advantage that you're unsuppressed. So I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of the video. There's only, you know, a little bit left, so I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the last little bit of rape by Jason with his Vector. And this has been Sekirov363 for 5-5 Gaming, and I'm signing off.
Kill denied. Kill confirmed. Never a doubt. Good job.